North Africa. Egypt's capital is Cairo. Cairo became the capital in 969 CE under the Fatimid dynasty, replacing earlier centers such as Memphis, Thebes, and Alexandria. Its location on the Nile Delta provided fertile land, water transport, and access to Mediterranean trade routes. Over time, Cairo grew into one of the largest cities in Africa, serving as the political, cultural, and economic heart of the country. Even after Egypt's modernization in the 19th and 20th centuries, Cairo remained the central hub due to its size, institutions, and historic significance. Libya's capital is Tripoli. Founded by the Phoenicians and later developed under Roman and Ottoman control, Tripoli became Libya's capital after independence in 1951. Its position on the Mediterranean coast gave it trade importance, while its colonial-era infrastructure under Italy made it a logical administrative center. Despite competition from Benghazi, Tripoli remained the capital due to its larger population, port access, and continuity as the seat of government. Tunisia's capital is Tunis. Tunis rose to prominence in the 7th century after the decline of nearby Carthage. Its inland but coastal accessible position made it secure yet connected to Mediterranean trade. During Ottoman rule and French colonization, Tunis remained the administrative core. After independence in 1956, Tunis was retained as the capital because of its central location, cultural significance, and established institutions. Algeria's capital is Algiers. Founded by Berber tribes and later shaped by Ottoman and French control, Algiers became the capital during French colonization in 1830. Its Mediterranean harbor allowed it to grow into the largest city in the country. After Algeria's independence in 1962, Algiers remained the capital due to its infrastructure, size, and symbolic role as the heart of anti-colonial resistance. Morocco's capital is Rabat. While Casablanca is Morocco's largest city and economic hub, Rabat was chosen as the political capital in 1912 during French colonial rule. Its coastal position and fortress history made it defensible, while its smaller size allowed for planned administrative use. After independence in 1956, Morocco retained Rabat as the capital, balancing Casablanca's commercial dominance with Rabat's governmental role. Sudan's capital is Khartoum. Khartoum was founded in 1821 by Egyptian rulers and later became the administrative center under Anglo-Egyptian control. Located at the confluence of the Blue and White Nile rivers, it was strategically placed for communication and transport. After Sudan gained independence in 1956, Khartoum remained the capital. Today, the greater metropolitan area includes Omdurman and Bari, making it the political and economic center of Sudan. Mauritania's capital is Nouakchott. Nouakchott was a small village until 1960, when it was chosen as the capital at independence. Its central coastal location was selected to unify the desert north and riverine south of Mauritania. Built as a planned city, it rapidly expanded beyond its original design to become the administrative and population center of the country. West Africa. Nigeria's capital is Abuja. Originally, Lagos served as the capital until 1991. Abuja was built as a planned city in the country's geographic center to reduce ethnic tensions and improve accessibility. Its neutrality, central location, and modern infrastructure justified its selection, making it Nigeria's political hub while Lagos remained the economic powerhouse. Ghana's capital is Accra. Accra became the capital in 1877 during British colonial rule, replacing Cape Coast. Its coastal position and port access supported trade and administration. After independence in 1957, Accra remained the capital, benefiting from established infrastructure and its role as the symbolic heart of Ghana's independence movement. Senegal's capital is Dakar. Dakar was chosen in 1902 as the capital of French West Africa because of its deep-water Atlantic port and strategic location for shipping. After independence in 1960, it retained the role as Senegal's capital and grew into a regional diplomatic center. Ivory Coast's capital is Yamoussoukro. In 1983, the capital moved from Abidjan to Yamoussoukro, the hometown of President Félix Houphouët-Boigny. Although Abidjan remains the economic center, Yamoussoukro was designated the political capital to promote central development and honor the president's legacy. Mali's capital is Bamako. Bamako grew as a Niger River trade center and was named capital under French colonial rule in 1908. Its river access and central position helped it grow into the country's largest city and political core after independence in 1960. Burkina Faso's capital is Ouagadougou. Ouagadougou has long been the heart of the Mossi kingdoms and was made the colonial capital under the French. Its location in the center of the country justified its continuation as the political and cultural hub after independence in 1960. Niger's capital is Niamey. Niamey was a small village until the French developed it into an administrative post in the late 19th century. Its location along the Niger River provided water access in an otherwise arid environment, making it practical as the political center. Guinea's capital is Conakry. Conakry became the colonial capital in 1904 due to its coastal harbor and accessibility. After Guinea's independence in 1958, Conakry remained the seat of government, growing into the largest city and the country's cultural and economic hub. Sierra Leone's capital is Freetown. Founded in 1792 as a settlement for freed slaves, Freetown's natural harbor became the base of British colonial administration. It continued as the capital after independence in 1961, symbolizing both the slave trade's history and liberation. Liberia's capital is Monrovia. Established in 1822 by freed African Americans, Monrovia was named after U.S. President James Monroe. It became the capital of Liberia when the country declared independence in 1847, symbolizing the country's unique origins as a settlement for freed slaves. Togo's capital is Lomé. Lomé developed as a colonial administrative and trade port under German and French control. Its coastal access and infrastructure led to its designation as the capital at independence in 1960. Benin's capital is Porto Novo. Porto Novo was designated the official capital during French rule, but Cotonou remains the economic center and de facto government base. Despite this, Porto Novo retains ceremonial capital status as the seat of parliament. The Gambia's capital is Banjul. Founded as Bathurst in 1816 by the British, the city was strategically located on St. Mary's Island at the mouth of the Gambia River. Its defensible position and port access justified its role as the capital after independence in 1965. Guinea-Bissau's capital is Bissau. Bissau was built by the Portuguese in the 17th century and replaced Balama as the capital in 1941. After independence in 1974, it retained its status as the political and economic center. Cape Verde's capital is Praia. Located on Santiago Island, Praia became the capital in 1770 due to its port access and defensible plateau. It remained the capital after independence in 1975, serving as the cultural and economic hub of the archipelago. Mauritania's capital is Nouakchott. Nouakchott, once a small village, was chosen as the capital at independence in 1960 for its central coastal location. It was deliberately built as a planned capital to unify the desert and Sahel regions of the country. Central Africa. Cameroon's capital is Yaoundé. Established as a German colonial station in 1888, Yaoundé became the administrative center under French rule. After independence in 1960, it remained the capital because of its central location, balancing the Anglophone West with the Francophone East. Central African Republic's capital is Bangui. Founded by the French in 1889 on the Ubangi River, Bangui grew as a colonial trading and military base. It was kept as the capital after independence in 1960 due to its established infrastructure and strategic river location. Chad's capital is N'Djamena. Originally founded as Fort Lamy in 1900 by the French, the city was renamed N'Djamena in 1973. Its central Sahelian location and river access made it the political center, even though other regions of Chad are more economically productive. Congo-Brazzaville's capital is Brazzaville. Founded by French explorer Pierre Savorgnan de Brazza in 1880, it became the colonial capital of French Equatorial Africa. Today, it remains the capital, uniquely located directly across the Congo River from Kinshasa, the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Democratic Republic of Congo's capital is Kinshasa. Originally a trading post named Leopoldville under Belgian rule, it grew rapidly due to its Congo River port. After independence in 1960, it became Kinshasa, the capital and largest city in Central Africa. Equatorial Guinea's capital is Malabo. Built on Bioko Island by the Spanish, Malabo was kept as the capital after independence in 1968. Though oil wealth is concentrated on the mainland, the government has started developing a new planned capital, Oyala, but Malabo remains the official seat. Gabon's capital is Libreville. Founded in 1849 by freed slaves, Libreville became the capital under French colonial rule. After independence in 1960, it remained the capital because of its Atlantic port and established infrastructure. São Tomé and Príncipe's capital is São Tomé. Established in the late 15th century by the Portuguese as a sugar plantation hub, São Tomé became the political and commercial center. It continued as the capital after independence in 1975. Angola's capital is Luanda. Founded by the Portuguese in 1576, Luanda became the administrative and trade center of Angola. After independence in 1975, it retained its role, benefiting from its Atlantic port and status as the country's largest city. East Africa. Kenya's capital is Nairobi. Founded in 1899 as a railway depot on the Uganda Railway, Nairobi quickly grew into a colonial administrative hub. It replaced Mombasa as the capital in 1907 due to its central location. After independence in 1963, it remained the political and economic heart of Kenya. Uganda's capital is Kampala. Originally a Buganda royal settlement, Kampala developed into the colonial capital under the British. Its hills and proximity to Lake Victoria made it both defensible and strategic. It remained the capital after independence in 1962. Tanzania's capital is Dodoma. Though Dar es Salaam was the capital during colonial times and early independence, the government designated Dodoma as the capital in 1973 to centralize administration. Dar es Salaam remains the economic hub, but Dodoma serves as the political seat. Rwanda's capital is Kigali. Chosen in 1907 by the Germans for its central position, Kigali became the capital at independence in 1962. Its location avoided favoring any single ethnic region and helped consolidate national administration. Burundi's capital is Gitega. In 2019, Gitega officially replaced Bujumbura as the capital. While Bujumbura remains the economic center, Gitega was chosen for its central location and historical significance as a royal seat. Ethiopia's capital is Addis Ababa. Founded in 1886 by Emperor Menelik II, Addis Ababa was chosen for its central highland location and abundant water. It later became the headquarters of the African Union, cementing its role as both a national and continental capital. Eritrea's capital is Asmara. Established as an Italian colonial city in the 19th century, Asmara developed modern infrastructure and architecture. After Eritrea's independence in 1993, it continued as the capital. Djibouti's capital is Djibouti City. Founded by the French in 1888, Djibouti City became the colonial capital of French Somaliland. After independence in 1977, it retained its role thanks to its deep-water port and position along key Red Sea trade routes. Somalia's capital is Mogadishu. Mogadishu has been a major coastal trading city since the 10th century, tied to Indian Ocean commerce. Under Italian and later Somali rule, it became the capital. Despite decades of conflict, it remains the political and cultural center. South Sudan's capital is Juba. When South Sudan gained independence in 2011, Juba was retained as the capital due to its size and location along the White Nile. Plans exist to build a new capital in Ramciel, but Juba remains the seat of government. Seychelles' capital is Victoria. Established by French settlers in the 18th century, Victoria grew under British rule as the administrative hub of the islands. After independence in 1976, it retained its status due to its port and infrastructure. Comoros' capital is Moroni. Moroni developed as a trading port on Grande Comore Island. It became the colonial capital under French rule and continued as the capital after independence in 1975. Mauritius's capital is Port Louis. Founded by the French in 1735, Port Louis became the island's administrative and trade center. It remained the capital under British rule and after independence in 1968. Madagascar's capital is Antananarivo. Historically the royal capital of the Merina Kingdom, Antananarivo became the French colonial capital in 1897. It continued as the capital after independence in 1960, benefiting from its highland location. Southern Africa. South Africa has 3 capitals: Pretoria, Cape Town, and Bloemfontein. Pretoria is the administrative capital, Cape Town is the legislative capital, and Bloemfontein is the judicial capital. This arrangement reflects compromises made during the formation of the Union of South Africa in 1910. Botswana's capital is Gaborone. Established in 1964 just before independence, Gaborone was chosen for its proximity to water, railways, and the South African border. It replaced Mafeking, which was outside Botswana's territory. Namibia's capital is Windhoek. Originally a German colonial garrison town, Windhoek grew due to its central location and water resources. It remained the capital after independence in 1990. Zimbabwe's capital is Harare. Founded as Salisbury by British settlers in 1890, it became the colonial capital of southern Rhodesia. After independence in 1980, the city was renamed Harare and retained as the capital.